I'm Sachin Patwardhan. I'm currently Professor of Chemical Engineering here in IIT Bombay. So I moved here in 2002. Before that I was faculty in IIT Madras. That was from 95 to 2001. In between, before I moved here, I spent a year as a visiting faculty at University of Alberta in Canada. Before joining IIT Madras as a faculty, I have been student of 3 IITs. So I did my BTech from IIT BHU, now IIT BHU. Then I did my masters from IIT Madras, and then in between I worked for a year and a half in industry, R&D in control systems. But then I moved back to IIT Bombay. Well, let me confess that it is because of my JEE rank. So I landed up in chemical engineering. I developed interest in chemical engineering, particularly in process control. So that was in my 3rd year when I first came across this course in process control. I realized that it's a excellent interface between multiple things. It's a interdisciplinary area where you need chemical engineering, you need mathematics, you need some amount of electrical engineering, interfacing, computer control system, many things. So it was quite exciting to come across an area in chemical engineering which was very, very interdisciplinary. Subsequently, of course, I realized that chemical engineering is actually more like a systems engineering. So initially, probably we don't get that view as an undergraduate student, but we can deal with any system. So a cell as a system, a reactor as a system, or entire environment as a system. So looking at it in that perspective, it started becoming much more interesting. Well, I had interest in academia right since beginning. So for me, it was not a question whether A or B. So I worked in industry because I was trying to find out whom to work with, where to, because see, this being a interface area, the number of people who work in process control are relatively less. Yeah. So what happened for me was when I was working with, I worked with a company called Lawal Automations, and so there was a group of IIT Bombay BTechs and MTechs who were working in that company developing what is called as a dynamic simulator. Probably you, so where you actually simulate an entire chemical plant. On a computer, and operator or engineer can play with it, simulate a scenario of a real. So this was way back in '88, which was far ahead of its time. And Professor Madhavan from IIT Bombay, who was you can say he's a pioneer in process control systems engineering area in India. So he was guiding that project, and I came in touch with him. I started working with him on a problem relevant for our company on adaptive control, and that's where I realized that I should continue with him, because I found him to be an excellent mentor, very, very knowledgeable person. So that's how then I decided. Oh yeah, we had, and I participated in those festivals. We had something called Modex that time. So it was somewhat different in the sense that there was not so much outsiders coming. So it was a festival of each one of us had to make a team, and we were given some funding from the institute, and we had to make something. Okay. For example, our team, we won one award in in my third year. That was for a catalytic converter for a scooter. So we actually made the catalyst in the lab from the scratch, and that was fun. So, and then we had a oxygen analyzer, so we connected to a scooter and we were demonstrated that how CO level drops before and after. And I mean, that was when now catalytic converters are part of cars, and so that was a time when it wasn't even, it was far. So that was fun. Then I also, I used to play hockey for IIT BHU, so I represented all 4 years when I was there. I was secretary for dramatics. I was also involved in sky watching club.
We have Kritika.
Yeah. So that time the sky used to be much more clear than now.
Yes, definitely.
And it used to be fun.
Yeah,
so I continued those things in IIT Madras. I played for Inter IIT twice for IITM. So that time IIT BHU was not participating. Only 5 institutes used to.
Okay.
That time when Guwahati wasn't there, no? So it was just 5 old IITs. So Inter IIT. So I have played in Kharagpur, and then in my second year of MTech I played in IIT Bombay.
Oh,
so, and then we lost to IIT Bombay, so that was. Oh, it has changed drastically. See, chemical engineering earlier did not involve biosciences.
Yeah.
Now, I think chemical engineering was one of the first among the engineering branches to lap up, because we are quite close to. We are used to modeling systems. So for us, cells or even human body was a system. So even when I was doing PhD here in IIT Bombay, there was some faculty working on using fluid flow or transport modeling for blood flow in the blood vessels and those kind of problems. And subsequently, bio became a very, very strong area. And now, lot of if you see, lot of entrepreneurial activity or conversion to actual something useful to the society, that is coming a lot from the bio area, biochemical, biomedical. So that was one major change that happened. Second was it was energy and environment. So environmental science again in a different way, because it's again transport modeling. See, you can just look at a entire environmental system as a big distributed parameter system, as in a PFR, plug flow reactor kind of a model, and then you can use all your chemical engineering principles to understand. So environmental engineering, and now other thing which people in chemical engineering have been doing, and I don't know how many our students know about it, is that chemical engineering was one of the first to apply AIML techniques, and very few people know about this. So the first chemical engineering applications in AIML appeared in MIT 1985, long time back. Okay, so Dean R&D has multiple roles. One is the Dean R&D office is what manages all the research grants that come to IIT Bombay. So we have roughly at any given time more than 1,000 projects running of different types. Now, one kind of projects are what are called as research grants. So these are for 2 or 3 years typically. So these are long-term projects, and then these projects will support typically 1 or 2 PhD students. And So these are something in which some new intellectual property generated, research papers, patents, or some product. So and these are being funded by Department of Biotechnology, Department of Science and Technology, or Defense, or ISRO. So ISRO, for example, we have been working with ISRO for the last 40 years, and huge number of projects. Almost 130 faculty are involved, doing various projects for ISRO, and including chemical engineering.
Yeah.
So, and this so these projects where there are multiple things: fund management, there are memorandum of understanding, MOUs to be, or research agreements that have to be signed and drafted and signed. So that is done by Dean R&D office. Then entire fund management. Then after that, filing of patents. So legal help. So all these administrative, financial, all this support that is needed for handling a project, that is done by Dean R&D. There are also projects which are consulting projects. So many of the faculty are consultant to many national, multinational companies.
Yes.
So there are multiple projects with international agencies and universities. So all that is handled by Dean R&D office. And whatever is needed for, once you have technologies, then you have to look for companies who are willing to license it and convert it into product.
Yeah.
We also very tightly involved with IIT Bombay startup ecosystem, because we help them licensing with the licensing of the technologies. And other thing that of course we do is we help the new faculty to get started in their research. So IRCC provides the initial seed grant. We also are involved in awards for the faculty who are doing really well. So there are multiple awards for different kinds of technology developed paper which is have large impact by and things like that. Oh yeah, so I think this ISERP and those two programs, we whatever way we can help, that we support. But now the same team, now what we are trying to see is how we can collaborate more with them. So they have this Tech R&D Expo.
Yeah.
So we want to now combine that with not Tech Fest, but I don't know how many of you know about Tech Connect.
Yes.
You know about Tech Connect, yeah? So we would want to make it as a part of Tech Connect.
Okay.
So that the students get stalls to display their projects. And maybe we could start early by giving some seed funding for those projects.
Okay.
And particularly encouraging not individual projects but group projects, when people come together and do something. That I think would help foster. See, one thing is that most people, I don't think many UG students know what kind of research is happening in IIT Bombay.
Yeah.
So when you do a festival like Tech Fest, or so it's more of a festival than people knowing what is happening inside. So those students who actually see the Tech Connect, they visit the stalls, they will come to know what exciting work is happening here.
Yeah.
But that is one thing, is to see it for one day. The other thing is to be part of it. So if you do projects, group projects, then you'll be part of it. The other thing that Dean R&D office does is that you probably are aware of these international competitions.
And
Yeah?
various teams, tech teams that go.
Yeah, tech teams
yeah.
that go.
Yeah.
So we support financially. We support all those tech teams.
Yeah.
So there are, I think, right now 12 tech teams. This Team Shunya, that house that was built here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the racing
Racing
cars, or I mean underwater
AUV.
underwater vehicle.
So,
So those projects are mentored by faculty, but then those teams there we provide a lot of support. We provide financial support. We also provide whatever other logistic support they need. So we encourage those activities. We call for proposals in that. Yeah, it is quite difficult. So what happens is, in that case, some things do take a backseat when you are doing this, because as Dean R&D, there are many things that have to be done now. They can't be postponed. So if, for example, if there is some funding opportunity, we have to apply, we have to get going now. So one thing that we, for example, do is, if there are new emerging areas, we try to nucleate group and form the centers of excellence. So that's what is Dean R&D office is also involved. So right now we want to do something in hydrogen. So we want to start a center of excellence in hydrogen, or there's something in pipeline for center of excellence in drones or in space. So getting faculty together, having a dialogue with stakeholders outside, and so these including policymakers, so bring them together on the same platform. So these activities have to be done now, because the if you in hydrogen, for example, if you don't do it now, you miss the bus.
Yeah,
true. So it does happen that particularly this institute level responsibilities, the research takes to an extent backseat. Teaching, again, well, I love teaching, so but yeah, it becomes, all three become, yes, very difficult. No, I think, well, my suggestion would be that just follow your passion. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't worry too much. It's a time when you can do, in your life, when you are, say, 21, 22, you can take risks.
Yeah.
Okay. You can explore. So it doesn't matter if in 4 years you don't find one direction. Be open. Many students who I have seen, also many students who want to initially go into commercial or financial or some kind of a job like that. They come back and say, no, I think I should revisit my academics again.
Yeah.
And then they either pursue higher degrees, they go for a PhD abroad, or they pursue PhD here. So it's fine. I mean, you should explore, and then, but it's important that you follow your passion. That's what I did, and I think I'm enjoying it.